So on Monday, you had Hal Steinbrenner come out and openly admit that at times the Yankees have been disappointed with third baseman Alex Rodriguez. And the day after that, you had GM, or AKA yesterday, or today. Wait, what the hell is today? Tuesday? Today's Tuesday, yeah. So I got my days mixed up. I'm sorry. Sunday, Yankees owner Hal Steinbrenner said the Yankees were disappointed. On Monday, Brian Cashman came out and told ESPN's Buster Olney that Rodriguez probably couldn't live up to the 10-year contract that the team gave him. So pretty much the idea is the Yankees are pretty much coming out and openly admitting that they're slightly disappointed with Alex Rodriguez. But as Erich pointed out to me just on the break, they really shouldn't be disappointed with him as much as they should be disappointed with themselves. And I'm curious to see if anybody out there has an opinion. If you do, please call in 201-430-2119. Or obviously hop into the chat room and voice your opinion in there as well.
Pixel Teixeira's Grand Slam was awesome, by the way. Totally agree.
Welcome back.
Yeah. But the only people that could be disappointed are, the Yankees could be disappointed. I think that this may be something where you're misreading it a little bit. I think that they're not necessarily disappointed in A-Rod. They're disappointed in the way his contract is played out. So they're paying him $275 million for 10 years, but that 10-year deal's taking him until he's like 42 years old. It was a dumb deal to make to begin with. Stupid. But that's the deal they made, so that's the bed they got to sleep in.
Well,
it happens.
This is an exact quote from Hal Steinbrenner. There have no doubt been times that we've been disappointed in him, and we've conveyed that to him. He understands that. Look, everybody is human. Everybody makes mistakes. If you got a guy over the course of 10 years, there are going to be times any of us make mistakes in that period of time.
You know what he's talking about there? I can tell you. He's not talking about the contract. He's talking about the steroids. That's just a fact. That the fact that they thought they had all the steroid stuff behind them pretty much when they signed this new deal, and then it all came out, and they had to deal with it again. That's their disappointing. Come on. Tell me that you've never done something that's disappointed your parents before?
Yeah, actually, I always preferred to make them mad or angry than make them disappointed.
Exactly. Nobody wants to disappoint. It's a bad feeling. But that's what I'm going to equate this to, is that quote right there screams to me, steroids, steroids, steroids. We're disappointed that he got caught. We're disappointed we had to find out. We're disappointed in a few injuries that he's had because of it. But they've talked to him about it. They understand he's trying to come back. It's not like he's not. He is working out. It's not like he's just being lackadaisical. He is doing things. He is trying to get healthy and get back for the year. But you'd be disappointed, too, if you paid $275 million and got him what you got out of him.
Well, that's why this was interesting to me. I mean, statistics-wise, he has not done that well for them especially over the past couple of years.
He's still been an above-average third baseman. He still plays a good glove at third. But he's not. Pretty much you're paying him to be an MVP, and he's not playing near MVP level.
Past 2 years, he's averaging 17 home runs and 60 RBIs with a .275 batting average.
Yeah, but in how many games in those 2 years?
Well, yeah, he's had all the injury problems.
So that's the other thing. That's the reason part of his home runs are down. His body's starting to break down. You saw it with Bonds. Bonds' knees went. They were bone on bone. No cartilage left. Steroids can do that. Where do you think A-Rod was shooting the stuff? Right in his hip. Where do you think he had all those problems? Right in his hip. It all correlates, people, believe it or not. And the Yankees know that. And for them to come out and say they're disappointed, that's great.
So do you almost feel like these comments were just pointless? Like they should have just avoided the topic?
Well, no, but you can't avoid the topic because the media is going to ask you about it. If somebody freezes a question, you give them an honest answer. I don't fault them for being honest. But again, I don't think this is a knock on A-Rod. I just think they're pretty much stating the obvious.
Well, but that's why I felt like to me, I wrote it down because I felt like it didn't need to be said because to most Yankee fans, they all feel exactly the same way. They all are disappointed in what they've seen out of A-Rod. People have higher expectations from him, especially in the playoffs, where he has hurt them for the most.
Baseball's learning the lesson that hockey had to learn. Hockey had this problem where they signed guys for because they thought they were circumventing the cap this way by signing guys to 15-year deals for a ton of money, so that this way they could just pay him out over a bunch of years. Baseball's the same way. You give guys like A-Rod huge contracts. Now, his first contract, the first huge deal he signed with Texas, he actually pretty much lived up to that $252 million deal. This new deal he signed,
prime of his career, so
but that's the
makes
difference.
sense.
He was in the prime. He's no longer in the prime of his career, but you're still paying him like he is.
Yeah.
That's a problem that is a Steinbrenner-Cashman problem because they're the ones that overpaid him. They're the ones that gave him that long-term contract. They're the ones that did that, so they can only be mad at themselves.
How much does this contract and what's going on and what has gone on with A-Rod affect the future of anybody trying to get a contract out of the Yankees? Like Pixel puts in our chat room.
I don't think it affects necessarily just the Yankees. I think it affects all baseball because, like Pixel pointed out, Albert Pujols, he signed a 10-year, $250 million deal with the Angels.
He hasn't lived up to that yet.
Grossly overpaid. Hamilton, has Hamilton lived up to his huge contract in the offseason yet?
No. But, I mean, at least he's still only, 50 games into his first year on that contract. I mean, Pujols has a whole year under his belt. A-Rod's got 4 or 5 years under his. Past their prime
or past what they've already done is slowly going to become a thing of the past, especially when you see other teams out there doing it with guys that are maybe slightly less effective but cost a tenth of the price.
Try to play some money ball almost.
Not even. You're just trying to get value for your buck. And the thing is that you're not getting it when you're spending $25 million a year on a guy that's past his prime. Now, right now, if you wanted to give $25 million a year to Miguel Cabrera, I'm going to tell you he's worth every single penny of it.
Man's a monster.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a guy in the prime of his career. You want to give him that big contract right now? Right now is the time to give it to him. Do not give it to him 3 or 4 years from now. You give him that big contract now. 3 or 4 years from now, he might still be playing great. But you want to know what? 7, 8 years from now, he ain't going to be playing as good.
Yeah.
He's going to start declining at some point. And you don't want to be paying him the big bucks when he starts declining. And that's nobody's fault but Steinbrenner and Cashman. So if they're going to be disappointed in A-Rod, which I understand because of the steroid stuff and the not living up to the money they've paid him so far, I understand that. But they also have to be disappointed in themselves for letting it get there.
You know what? And that's our buddy John in our chat room also agrees with you. He says, pretty much, personally, Hal and Hank can't say anything because they're the ones who wanted him. Even Cashman came out and said it wasn't a good deal at the time. The brothers just didn't want to see him end up in Boston or be more. Can't really be disappointed in your own investment. And, yes, you can be disappointed in your own investment, but you don't openly admit it to newspapers and media outlets so that they can put it all over the place and let everybody else in the country know that you're disappointed in your investment. No problem being disappointed in your investment. Yeah, that's just something you sort of want to keep to yourself.
They're disappointed in A-Rod's actions, and that's why I said to you, it's kind of like you disappointing your parents. We've all been there. We've all done that. There's at some point in everybody's life where they probably disappointed their parents at one point or another, and that's pretty much what this is. They were like, well, we kind of expected you to go a different way. You didn't. We're a little disappointed in you. You gotta do what you could do to get back and try and make things better for us. And I think A-Rod's doing that. He's down there. He's working out. He's trying to get back. He's trying to recover. Hopefully he comes back and he's, listen, he's never going to be the MVP guy we saw 10 years ago or 7 years ago or 8 years ago. Or even the guy from 2009 that helped them win a championship. But if he can come back, he could bat 280 or better. little bit of pop in his bat and drive in some runs and play a good third base. That's all we're really looking for right now.
Well, yeah, you're not sitting here saying come back and be an MVP. I feel you on that.